Good morning, everyone. This morning's session is all about love, and it's teaching us about Jesus' love for us and how we can show that love to other people. So this morning's reading is from John 15 verse 9 to 17, and it says, "I love you just as the Father loves me. Remain in my love. If you obey my commands, you will remain in my love, just as I have obeyed my Father's commands and remained in his love. I have told you this so that my joy may be in you and that your joy may be complete. My commandment is this: love one another just as I have loved you. The greatest love a person can have for his friends is to give his life for them. And you are my friends if you do what I command you. I do not call you servants any longer, because servants do not know what their master is doing. Instead, I call you friends, because I have told you everything I have heard from my Father. You did not choose me, I chose you and appointed you to go and bear much fruit, the kind of fruit that endures. And so the Father will give you whatever you ask of him in my name. This then is what I command you: love one another." So in that passage, Jesus showed love. So it talks about how if you stay in, follow Jesus' commandment, you will remain in his love, and we can share that same love to other people. So what do you think it means to love others like Jesus loved? So Jesus showed his love in many, many different ways throughout the whole Bible. There's been many stories in the Bible where he demonstrates love. So Jesus showed love by providing for the needs. So there's a verse where we're feeding the 5,000, through healing, when he heals different people in the Bible, and through teaching others about God's love, through spending quality time with friends. So before he was crucified, he had the Last Supper, and praying for them and serving them. So Jesus' biggest demonstration of love was dying on the cross for us. That is the biggest demonstration that anyone has ever shown anyone. Okay? And Jesus knew that the most important thing was for others to connect with God in relationship. He showed love by helping us do this. So thanks to Jesus, we can have that relationship with God, and we are very, very loved. I mean, if you don't think you're loved by Jesus, then I think we need to pray about that, because Jesus loved us so much that he gave his own life for us. And I mean, that is something incredible. So one of the questions I want you to think about is, what is the most amazing way that someone has shown you love in the past? It could have been yesterday, it could have been a while ago. What is the most amazing way someone has shown you love? I'm talking about someone on earth, so not like Jesus showed us love by dying on the cross, but I want someone like maybe a family member or a friend. What was the most amazing way that they showed you love? Okay? And just hang on, sorry. The activity we're going to do, so there's two activities. One is a little bit of a craft, and the other one is like quite a bit that you can do as a family, or you can speak to your adults and ask them if you can do it. Obviously make sure you're allowed to do it. Restrictions are changing, so just make sure you speak to your adults and they let you know what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do. So God invites everyone to know his love and to be his friend. And we have a part to play in sharing God's love with others, so they can come to know him too. So we've got a relationship with God, and the only way we can invite people out is by telling them about God's love and bringing them to God. Now, what you can choose to do, the craft that you can do, is I want you to think of any friend or family that you know that hasn't accepted God as a friend yet. So it could be someone at school, it could be a family member, it could be, when I'm thinking of my uncle who hasn't met God, hasn't got a relationship with God yet, isn't his friend yet. So I'm thinking of my uncle, and I'm going to you're going to write their name in bubble writing. So you could do more than one, and you can do them on just little strips of paper. It doesn't have to be a big A4, or you could do an A4 piece of paper. You're going to write the name in bubble writing, and then you're going to decorate it and put it all in colorful writing, color in the bubbles. Ask your adults if you don't know how to do some bubble writing. But yeah, decorate the bubble writing. And then while you are doing that, I'd like you to pray for them and ask God to fill them up. So while you're filling up their name with colors, I want you to pray and ask God to fill them up with his love physically. So you're doing it with the picture, filling his name up with colors, and you're praying to God and asking God to fill his life up with his love. And then once you've decorated the pictures, you can keep them somewhere safe. And every day you see them, pray that prayer. Ask God to fill them up with his love. So that's the first crafty bit of activity we're going to do. And then the second activity is more of a family activity. So if you ask your adults, if they want to join, just ask them what you're allowed to do. But there's love languages. So there are many different ways to show and share love with one another. So why not try each one of these love sharing activities and see which you prefer to give and which you like to receive. So some of them you might not be able to do right now, so until hopefully Monday, when the restrictions are lifted and you're allowed to hug people. But the first one is quality time. So spend some quality time together as a family, maybe going for a walk or watching a movie together or playing a board game. So just spend lots of quality family time together, because that's showing love, that's sharing love. Okay, then there's another one that you could do, encouraging words. You can write a letter or make a card with an encouraging message for someone in your family or for someone you want to send some love to. Okay, so it could be, you could write your favorite verse on it if you want to, or it could just be it's an encouraging message for them. Maybe they're finding something a bit difficult at the moment, and you know they're a bit sad or down, so you're going to write them a little bit of an encouraging message and then give that to them. Then the next one is physical touch. So this is just when you see a family in your house, give them a cuddle, tell them that you love them. And obviously when you go out and you see a family member and you're allowed to hug before you just go hugging people, when you see them, give them a cuddle and tell them how much you love them, because that sometimes someone can be really having a bad day, and that little cuddle just fills them with love and it really sets them off to have a great day. So try every morning. I know sometimes I can't give my mummy a cuddle, or because I'm very far away from her, but make sure you give your family a cuddle and you tell them how much you love them. Okay, and then acts of service. Now this one is, think of it something that you can do, of an act of kindness and serve you can perform as a family. So maybe it could be that you've got siblings and you want to make some breakfast for your parents. Make sure you're safe, make sure you're allowed to, make sure you don't put yourself in danger when you're doing this. I think maybe if you're cooking something, make sure you've got an older person with you that knows how to do it. Don't just touch hot things and burn yourself. Okay, or if someone older then knows how to make a cup of tea, offer your parents a cup of tea, or your guardians or your family, whoever you're with, a cup of tea. So acts of service, serve them something. Or if you are so once your parents have cooked dinner and you've had your dinner, why don't you offer to wash up for them, or dry, or pack away, or do a chore for them to show them that you appreciate them and you love them. Okay, and then gifts. Now I love receiving gifts. I think anyone loves receiving gifts. Now it doesn't have to be an expensive gift. You could make something, you could do a craft and you can make something and gift it to someone else. So maybe you could bake some biscuits or a cake to share, or look through old clothes and books and toys and give them to someone who might need them. And it doesn't have to be something brand new. It could be something you find in a nice book that you think, oh, actually my friend was talking about reading, I can maybe ask my adults, I don't read this book anymore, let me gift it to someone who would. Or you've grown out of your winter clothes and you know someone is going to need the winter clothes next year, so it's still a bit cold, so you even now, and you can donate them to someone or gift them to someone. But make sure before you start giving away things that you've spoken to your adults and you've discussed it and you are sharing love. That's what you're doing. Some of these activities you might not want to do. Some of them you might want to bake some cakes or biscuits as a family and share them over a cup of tea while you're playing a board game. So you might want to merge one or two together and do it as a family morning. However you want to do it, it's entirely up to you. But I must say that you need to speak to your adults before you just start doing cooking or giving away things or going to give people cuddles, okay? You must make sure that you're staying safe in whatever you do, because we don't want you to be unsafe when you are sharing love, do we? Right, so I hope you have an amazing week, and make sure you share God's love this week and every other day from now, because we are very, very loved, we are very blessed, and unfortunately it's very sad that some people don't know God and don't have that relationship with Him. So it's our job to share the job. That's our part, that we need to share the love. Okay, so I hope you have an amazing week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.